Ah, yeah. It is time for Corvus Twig's Bird of the Day. Yay! Okay, so we have bird of the day today. I was looking around some cool bird pictures, and I said I want to do a little bird today. Let's just do a little bird today. So I was looking around, what's a cool little bird? What's one that maybe we don't know too much about? And so this bird that I found out is a little one, pretty little bird. I think you're gonna like him. This bird is the golden crowned kinglet. Look at this little bird. And no, tired troubadour. Though the golden crowned kinglet, kinglets do have a lot of similarities to tits. Kinglets are not tits. They are actually in their. The kinglet is its own little family of birds. So we got tits are very closely related to kinglets and warblers and sparrows, but yeah, the kinglet is its own family of birds inside passeriforms, obviously. We do have a passeriform now. Look at this! Look at that little angry orb. Look at the little angry orb. He's like, look at me. I'm round and I've got a cool hat. Yes, these guys cool little crown. That's just what that. This picture is half of why I picked him today. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at his little face. His little face. Ah. Now, these birds, these little birds, only 3.1 to 4.3 inches long. That's so small. Tiny little bird, only a 5.5 to 7.1 inch wingspan. And yeah, they weigh, I mean, that's not 0.14 pounds. That's 0.14 ounces. These guys weigh nothing. They're nothing but like a little, nothing but feather and hollow bones. Just tiny little guys. Tiny little guys. Yes, yeah, small and round. Now, the surprising thing about these ones is that they actually have a much longer lifespan than most birds of their size, and that's because well, I'll get into that a bit, but it has a lot to do with their nesting strategies. They're pretty good. So yeah, as I was saying, they're obviously small little perching birds. So obviously, they're a passiform. But yeah, the family Regulidae is all of the kinglets. And kinglets are just a family of small little round burbs. It's so great. Look at his little face. In order to read that map down there, so the purple regions are where you're going to find them pretty much year round. Whether it's summer, whether it's winter, they're going to be there. I think it's kind of weird that there's a little strip around Mexico City there, but okay. The blue area is where you're going to find them in the winter time, and the orange area is where you're going to find them in the summertime. And that little yellow area is where you'll only see them during migration season. So they don't nest in those areas or hang out in those areas, but they'll pass through. They pass through. But as you can see, they definitely like, if you look where it is, those purple areas, those are areas where you see a lot of pine trees. These they love their coniferous forests. So let's get on to that. These little guys, they you don't see them too often in suburban and urban areas. But if you are around, they're not super shy. They see humans around, they're not going to run away because I think they've kind of learned that humans are usually not one of their biggest predators. Their biggest predators are going to be the typical things as small little birds like this. They're preyed on by foxes. Bigger birds is obvious. Their biggest predators are bigger birds. Bigger birds eat these little birds. But these little guys are mostly predators themselves. If you're a tiny little bug, you better watch yourself. Because these little kinglets are going to come snatch you up in their little beak and go nom 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 nom. They do occasionally, especially in wintertime, have been known to eat, grains and fruits and stuff, but they really don't prefer it. It's one of those things where it's like, well, they'll eat it if it's literally the only thing, but for the most part, by choice, they are only insectivores. That's what they eat. Now, interesting thing you're talking about, are they tits? Well, here's the cool thing. In the winter times, in the cold months, it's a lot harder to survive a lot harder to stay warm. So you'll actually find what they call mixed species flocks. And in those flocks, you'll see these kinglets, but they'll be flocking up alongside warblers and chickadees and sparrows and a lot of the other little small birds. They band together in flocks of mixed species. So I think that's pretty cool. Everyone coming together to celebrate their diversity and also being small. But these little guys, they like their nesting in conifer trees. Big, tall pine trees is their favorite place to nest. Their nests are pretty small, and they get them right up in near the trunk, and they get a nice little safe little nest. Also, it's surrounded by all those spiny needles and stuff, and they can get in. And bigger birds and stuff have a lot of trouble getting through those and seeing those. So their nests are in very, very safe places. Hard to see, hard to get to, way up high. So the little fledglings have a much higher rate of survival than a lot of other little birds because they're so protected up there in their nest. It also helps that, oh boy, 5 to 11 eggs per clutch. Oh, that's a lot of, like, literally, the eggs will be, like, layered. They won't just be nestled next to each other. They'll have, like, eggs on top of eggs. There's so many in their nests. And after laying the eggs, the female will stay on the nest and incubate them and protect them the whole time. And so she won't be able to go hunt on her own. But guess what? She's got such a loving husband. He's going to go and he's going to collect food and he's going to bring it to her so she can eat while she's incubating. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And then once the babies are born, the daddies help out. They bring him some food and regurgitate it for a little babies. He's like, "Here you go, son. Here you go, daughter." Yeah, they stick around. So now they are not monogamous for life, but they are monogamous per season. So at the beginning of the season, the male will be like, hey lady, check out my cool bright crown." And so as you have the brightest crowns and the nice little singy songs. But here's the thing about the males. The males are super protective. So it's like they have a tree. They'll be like, "This is my tree. You don't come near my tree." And the only time, like, they found that if humans get near their tree, these guys they'll swoop down and with loud chirps and flapping of wings, they'll go after a human, which is kind of funny because they're like the size of a human's nose. But hey, daddy got to protect these babies. They're very, yeah, fierce little birds. Fierce little beards. Yeah, fierce little beards. They got little beards. Yeah, can you imagine this guy? He's got a little beard here. Little tufts under the beak. That's the beard. Yeah, don't touch my tree. You stay away from my babies. That's what this guy does. Yeah. Hey, go little bird. Go little bird. Um, Other than that, it's really not too much. They're called kinglets, but as far as we know, I guess they're the kings of their own little territories. But they're not the kings of the birds. Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. But you know what? They're cute little guys. And yeah. So what guys say about the crowned kinglet, the golden crowned kinglet? Well, I gotta say, they're a very, very pretty bird. Very pretty. I love their colorations. That crest on the top of their head is very cool looking. They got some cool, really bright yellows in their wings. They're just little cuties. Little cuties. Not the most intelligent of birds, but they're a cute little bird. They do their thing, and yeah, keep an eye out for them if you're in a piney forest. They're sometimes a little tricky to see, but look high up in those pine trees, and you might just see one of these little fellas. Long live the kinglet. That's right, Hasio. Long live is a kinglet. We like them. Yeah, good little tiny songbird. And one if you're in North America to just definitely keep your eye out for them. Because I think if I saw one of these guys, I'd be pretty happy. They are technically in my region, but I don't know. It's like I can't recall having seen one, but it's the time of year where they're going to start kind of being around here. So I'm gonna keep my eyes out, see if I can spot one of these little fellas, especially in the pine trees. That's where they are. They are the kinglets of the pine trees. So yeah, that's really all I got to say about these little fellas. So thanks for watching. here on YouTube. Please like and subscribe and comment what you think about the Kinglet. And yeah, well, I'll call this one done.